Oh, brother, where's the drop beam?
What happened to warm welcome? Even before we get on the show, I'm getting
There's
yelled
no welcome. You're already a part of the
He
show.
was yelling at me in my ear. He's yelling at me.
I didn't yell at you.
Yes, you did.
I did.
You're part of the show already,
unbelievable.
man.
Let's
He
just
comes
fast forward
in
to the draft
immediately
show.
trying to upend the whole rundown.
No, I
trying
did
to
not.
talk draft.
No, I
It's like,
did
dude,
not.
there's a whole show.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
About a minute and a half.
We've
later.
got an hour until that show starts, so we'll be okay.
Well, I was talking about something completely separate.
I know.
You didn't
I know.
understand.
We are going to put together some cool draft blog content today, though.
Let's go.
So that'll be
DallasCowboys.com.
Yep,
Look out
that'll-
for it.
.com. No Isaiah.
I can't hit that note.
Sure you can.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you're sitting in the chair. You got to hit the
Yes, it
SWBC Studios.
Studios.
And then
That
you
chair
gotta hit
comes
the
with
.com.
expectation.
Someone said Isaiah looks pale.
Just a little bit.
It is winter.
Sorry,
time.
guys.
Just to that guy.
Need to tan a little bit.
Shouts out to that guy. Appreciate you all joining us here.
We
on
gotta love
this
the chat.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
chat,
I love the
man.
chat.
The family.
Good morning, family.
Good morning,
Yeah.
family.
Hope everybody's
Guys
doing
and
okay.
gals.
Wonderful to see you.
Everybody have a good, safe holiday weekend.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Good.
It was good. Good, calming. Spend time with the family.
Good.
So, yeah. Decompress for a little bit. Detach for a little bit.
Didn't have the stresses of NFL playoff football
Listen,
divisional
my
round this
hate
week.
watch was utterly successful. Okay.
Yeah?
It's just
Tell me about it. How was your hate
magnificent.
watch?
I mean, well, last week, obviously, the Eagles went down, and then so then up next was seeing the San Francisco 49ers hopefully lose. Not only did they lose,
They got washed.
What was-
brother.
What was left of the San Francisco 49ers?
they got taken out.
Fair?
Have you ever seen that many injuries in one particular playoff game?
Goodness, that was horrible.
I mean, it was like every other play there was somebody leaving.
But that's been their whole season.
it really has.
I really want you to scan my face.
Let's see how much
See if you
care.
can find any F's
do we
that I give, because I do not.
I'm scanning and I do not see it.
do we buy into the power plant theory?
Okay, so I was going to bring that up. Is that
Please.
a real thing?
Yes, that's a real thing.
So there's a power plant that's next to or nearby the San Francisco 49ers training facility and headquarters, as is the Star in Frisco is close to the Comerica Center and the Frisco Rough Riders and IKEA. It is close to
IKEA.
Yeah, IKEA's over there. That's a staple. Then you go to the opposite side and you've got San Francisco. It's close to this power plant that apparently is putting off too much radiation.
I don't know what it is. Look, I'm not a scientist. That's
I'm not
Well,
either.
if
but-
Chernobyl and The Simpsons have taught us anything, it's that radiation is not great for human beings.
That's pretty good analysis. But like you can see sometimes they take videos of practice to 49ers beat writers or whoever it is, and you can see it in the background. And
It's like that close.
I don't know. Maybe this is too much scientific theory. And I mean, I'm sure they've been practicing there for
Dude,
Well, when Brock Purdy has a third eye next year, we're going to be real entertained.
Jawan Jennings has 4 legs and he's just galloping around.
So the USA
49ers
Today, like
receivers need 4 legs because they keep tearing ACLs.
Yeah, that's true.
One or two of them.
Brutal.
the USA Today, like published an article about it. So I mean, there's legs to the rumor, right? I mean, there's
Several of them.
yeah, maybe multiple legs there that might be running in the right direction, but it's a conspiracy theory, and I think that's really all it is. But that is pretty wild.
I don't know. I could see it being a thing. I mean, just like the power line, there's not even a theory.
Let's say they have scientific. You're a big science guy. Let's say they have scientific evidence that this is the case. How quickly would they build a new new headquarters elsewhere?
My thing
Tomorrow.
is, if
It would have to start immediately, right?
Tomorrow.
It would bring those Olympic construction workers and
see, then the question
work
becomes if
nonstop for
if
several
you're using the
months at
word
a time.
controversy, then the question becomes: you're saying if those findings became public, you're not going to tell me that a multi-billion-dollar stadium was built within this proximity of a power plant and no studies were done prior. Like nobody thought twice.
Oh,
about
like
it at
people
all?
think twice before doing things that are capital gains?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So somebody knew something, but at the end of the day, it's a San Francisco problem. Hope they get that figured out. Actually,
Melt,
it
You know,
is.
when I think
Hey, we got to play there.
when I think about designing
Get in.
stadiums and
play and leave.
design my expansive knowledge in designing buildings, I typically, when I'm scanning the terrain, a nuclear power plant is
Exactly.
the first
That's
thing
what
that
I'm
I'm
saying.
looking for,
Yeah.
right? Just prime position.
Maybe cheap real estate. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why they did it.
That might be it.
Cheap for a reason.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Melvin said they've practiced by a power plant for like 30 years. I don't
Yeah,
know
that's
when they
my-
built the facility, but they haven't won a Super Bowl in 30,
30
years.
years.
So
That's my
I'm
point.
saying.
I feel like they've been
But
there
now,
for forever.
okay, so
but-
devil's advocate, I'll say it so no one in the family has to. Neither has the Cowboys.
Yeah, just go ahead and say
and
it.
there's no power plant here.
No, that's just pure bad luck.
No, we just do oil.
yeah, that's pretty
So-
big. Right? That's
We
pretty
just
big.
do
around
oil and
here.
natural gas here in the great state of Texas.
Yeah.
So yeah, but my hate watch was fantastic, and down to, and sorry Miami fans, but I'm not a Carson Beck fan. Everyone could know why. I don't need to get into that, but Carson Beck.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs, can't say it.
Carson Beck ended his career. Go Dogs.
Wow. Against
On a
the-
loss.
On an
pick.
interception.
Yeah.
That was so on brand. So on brand.
really-
Shouts out to Indiana, man. Indiana, I mean, just what they've been able to achieve is unbelievable. And I honestly say this objectively, even if my Dogs had advanced, no one was beating Indiana this year.
They were
no one.
That's the
next
best.
level.
The best turnaround of a program in football history.
Yeah.
That's
I don't think you
unbelievable.
could
They're just
argue that.
structurally sound, physically sound. I mean, just all the above. The best team in college football.
100%.
16-0, Heisman Trophy winner.
Just unbelievable.
There
no
are
kinks
pictures
in the armor.
There are pictures of their season opener 2 years ago in August, and there was like 4,500 people in the stands. And now they're national champions. You see the riots, and not the riots, but like the celebration
Yeah.
and things like that.
They're right in
Right. In Indiana. Jesus,
In
Kyle.
Bloomington, it got a little crazy last night. So,
right in Bloomington.
but if you've been out there, what they had
Had to grease those stop signs, buddy.
was a riot. There's not there's not a lot going on in Bloomington, Indiana.
Stop sign.
Grease those
What's
stop
going to
signs.
happen if you get to the top of the stop sign? That's ouch.
What if you hurt your ankle on the way down, dude?
That's the highest elevation in Indiana, dude.
Yeah,
That's
stop
what they
sign.
got.
It's fair.
But
Good for them.
I'm
Yeah.
sure they did it with more class than Philadelphia. I mean, everyone does.
yeah, that's true. That's easy.
Someone says best championship money can buy. Shouts to Melvin. You said it, buddy.
Money.
Welcome to
Indiana
college
doesn't even
football.
have any money. Not the same that it has that the teams that they beat along.
Hey, Melvin, shout out.
Indiana just has a bunch of 30-year-olds.
They're all
that
from
are running
JMU.
around.
They played
my
at James
God.
Madison.
Yeah.
If anything, that should show that like group of 5 teams aren't as far off from those Power 4 teams as you
I'm just
say.
joking.
Power.
Say that.
What a fun weekend of
saying.
I see
football.
what you did.
Was
there.
fun.
Power.
Power. Nah, that wasn't on purpose.
okay.
Let's get into news
Let's
and
make
notes.
it on purpose.
Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys a little bit. When we talk about the coordinator search, that's always got to be number one.
Yep, it's expanded a bit since last we met here on this great panel called Talking Cowboys. So we'll work it from back to forward. So we'll talk about who we knew about, who we spoke about, and then we'll go into who's new as far as the candidacy is concerned. So we know that the Cowboys have interviewed Ephraim Banda, Browns safeties coach, Durante Jones, Vikings defensive pass game coordinator,
him.
Jim Leonard, a lot of people like this
him.
guy, Broncos defensive pass game coordinator, Jonathan Gannon, currently a free agent, Aaron Wycotton, incumbent Cowboys defensive line coach, Zach Orr, Ravens defensive coordinator. Now, these next three guys are new to the fold as far as most recently interviewed. So Christian Parker, Eagles pass game coordinator / defensive backs coach, interviewed. We'll talk about him in a moment. DeMarcus Covington, Packers run game coordinator and defensive line coach, also spoke with the Cowboys. And Charlie Bullen, Giants interim defensive coordinator, he also spoke with them. Now, key. Jeff Ulbrich, the Cowboys were initially denied an interview by the Atlanta Falcons for speaking with Jeff Ulbrich. Cowboys were hoping to circle back there in the event that whomever became the new head coach, now we know it's Kevin Stefanski, was going to move on from Ulbrich. As it turns out, they are not going to move on from him, so they still look at the Cowboys and say, no soup for you. So the Cowboys will not speak with Jeff Ulbrich. But Charlie Bullen, DeMarcus Covington, Christian Parker, add those three to the list of interviewed candidates or soon to be interviewed candidates, and then we have others that might get a look. We'll see. Cowboys fans are asking for a Q&A with Sean McDermott, for example.
All right, Cowboys Nation, let's talk. Really talk. Because this moment, right now, tells you more about the future of the Dallas Cowboys than most people are willing to admit. I know the headlines. I know the noise. I know what the national media loves to do when Dallas doesn't end a season the way fans dreamed. They zoom out, they mock the drought, they recycle the same talking points, and they pretend this organization is stuck. But if you actually listen to what's being said inside the building, and you look at the moves instead of the emotions, you see something very different forming. Jerry Jones came out and said something that a lot of people brushed off, but Cowboys fans shouldn't. He said he loves the bones of this team. And that matters, because this isn't an owner talking in denial. This is an owner talking about structure, roster structure, cap structure, draft capital, direction. Let's start there. Dallas is not a broken roster. This is not a tear-down team. This is not a franchise searching for an identity. The offense is real. Dak Prescott is playing at a high level. CeeDee Lamb is still one of the most dangerous receivers in football. The line is stacked. The weapons are there. This team can score, and we've seen it consistently. That alone already separates the Cowboys from a long list of franchises that would kill to be in that position. Now, yes, the defense failed this season. No one is denying that. It failed at the worst times in the biggest moments, and that's why the season feels heavier than the record alone. But here's the key thing. The Cowboys are not ignoring that. They're attacking it, and they're doing it intelligently. Moving on from Matt Eberflus was step one, and that matters more than people think. Scheme matters, fit matters, accountability matters. You don't fix defensive problems by pretending they don't exist, and Dallas didn't do that. They acknowledged it publicly. That's not weakness, that's clarity. Now look at what's happening next. The Cowboys are being linked to AJ Epenesa out of Buffalo, and immediately some fans roll their eyes because he's not a flashy name, he's not a Pro Bowler, he's not trending on social media. But this is where smart franchises separate themselves from desperate ones. Epenesa makes sense, real sense, football sense. He's durable, he's disciplined, he can set the edge, he can generate pressure in rotation, and most importantly, he doesn't cost you flexibility. Dallas isn't looking to throw massive money at one player and pretend that solves everything. They're looking to stabilize the defense so that the draft can elevate it, not rescue it. That's the difference. The Cowboys have 2 first-round picks. 2. That is enormous leverage, and signing a player like Epenesa doesn't block Dallas from drafting a premier edge if the right guy is there. It actually prevents desperation. It allows Dallas to take the best defensive player available instead of forcing a pick because there's a hole screaming at them. That's how smart teams draft. That's how contenders build. And let's be honest for a second. This defense showed flashes once Quinnen Williams arrived. That wasn't an accident. That was proof of concept. When you add the right type of player, the unit responds. Williams brought intensity, accountability, and professionalism. You could feel it. You could see it. And that's exactly why pairing him with another solid, reliable edge presence matters. This isn't about stars. This is about layers. Another thing people are missing is the salary cap conversation. Dallas is not trapped. The numbers look big on paper, but they are manageable. Contracts are structured. Moves are planned. Jerry Jones wasn't guessing when he said they're in good shape. He was stating a fact. This front office knew exactly where this offseason was heading, and that's why tanking was never on the table. Jerry made that clear too. This team will not play for draft position. They will compete. They will evaluate. They will push, and that matters for culture. Losing on purpose poisons locker rooms. Winning, even when the playoffs are unlikely, reinforces standards. And standards are what carry over from one season to the next. You don't want young players learning how to lose. You want them learning how to finish. Now let's talk about momentum, because this team isn't miles away. It's inches. Fix third down defense, improve pass rush consistency, clean up red zone efficiency. These are correctable problems. These are not foundational flaws. And that's why the future is brighter than the narrative suggests. This offseason isn't about panic, it's about precision. A new defensive coordinator who fits the personnel, strategic free agent signings like Epenesa, 2 premium draft picks, an offense already capable of competing with anyone, and a locker room that knows it underachieved, which, believe it or not, can be fuel if handled correctly. Cowboys fans, this isn't the end of something. This is the adjustment phase. This is the recalibration. And those are dangerous moments for the rest of the league because Dallas doesn't need miracles. It needs alignment. And that alignment is coming. So now I want to hear from you. Do you like the idea of Dallas targeting value defenders like AJ Epenesa? Do you trust this team to use those 2 first-round picks the right way? Do you believe this roster is closer than the media says? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk it out, Cowboys Nation. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to Cowboys Nation Report, and stay locked in, because this offseason is going to matter more than people realize.